Hello, everybody. Welcome to our second monthly Godiva Gaming podcast.
Yay! That was the most lackluster.
A golf
I was
clap.
making sure everything was all good to go. So, okay.
Just golf clap. Be like, good job, guys. Podcast done.
Isn't that what we did last time? We introduced it and then we're like, done. Okay, bye.
Yeah. Okay. See you guys. All done.
All right.
Right, so for those of you who are new to the stream, we are Godiva Gaming, and Godiva Gaming is an all-female gaming group, and we've done UHCs, we've done live streams for charity, we've done tons of other games, and we're here with our second monthly podcast for you guys, and we have a guest, our very first guest, Aurelian.
Hi.
I don't know where to point, I don't know where we are in the stream layout. Up below, somewhere.
Just like look down and wave.
Kind of diagonally over from this stuff.
This way?
Yes.
Yeah. I think
Yes.
so.
Oh, there we go. So we're gonna go.
She's in an Asia spot this week since Asia unfortunately was sick, but she's in the chat, so say hi to Asia.
Yeah, everybody give Asia some love.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna go around and introduce ourselves quickly for those of you who don't know who we are.
I'm Aniki. You can find me at Aniki Domo, pretty much everything. So on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
Oh, me? Oh, me.
Yeah, that's
that's me.
Yeah.
I'm Starlet or Penny, whichever one you want. You can find me at twitter.com/Starlet20, youtube.com/StarletGames. Everything is different. My branding is terrible. Yay. And then,
Right next?
yeah.
Oh, sorry, I'm a professional. My name is Aurelian. Hi. I am Aurelian, which is terrible to spell, but you can probably link it somewhere, or there's a text somewhere on pretty much every site: Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, just everywhere. /Aurelian. Oh, there it is in the chat. Yep, that's me, and I'm also a Twitch employee. Yay!
We're of course on our best because of that.
Yes. Yeah, you guys better not screw it up.
Better make sure to not say anything bad. We don't want to get the channel banned. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I have it on the ban hammer right now.
I'm April. I'm part of a channel called Till Death or Respawn that I run with my husband. YouTube / Till Death or Respawn. Death or Respawn for Twitter. My personal Twitter handle is TDR8Brit. My branding is also really bad. And yeah, so I think we're going to start out with a little fun question to break the ice. So what game are you most looking forward to right now?
Okay, starting with me then.
Sure.
Yeah.
Lately, I usually don't normally am the person to be like, oh man, I can't wait for this game. But one game recently announced has completely garnered my interest because I never really played it when I should have. The Final Fantasy remake of 7 that's coming out, I'm really looking forward to that because it just was too old by the time I had an interest in it, and the graphics, as we all know, just aren't really that great. I just couldn't really bring myself to sit down and play it, so I finally get to play it when it comes out again.
And I'm looking forward to the new Mass Effect game. I only played the Mass Effect series for the first time a few weeks ago because my boyfriend, it's his favorite series, and he's like, you've got to play the games. And I did, and I was so sad it's over, but so happy because they're making a fourth one, which is completely unrelated, but yes, very excited for that.
I am really excited for Fable Legends. I am a huge Fable 2 fan. It's my favorite all-time game in the history of forever, and Fable Legends is nothing like it. It's kind of a combination of a MOBA and Fable, and it's like a 4v1 type. I don't know. I'm just really excited. And it's cross-platform, so I can avoid the whole oh, are you going to buy a PC or are you going to buy Xbox? Because now we can all just play together and love and not hear.
Yeah, cross-platform's nice.
Yeah,
really good.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Brett, have you thought of a game?
I've been so busy with school, but I know that there is a Five Nights at Freddy's 4 update coming out on Halloween-ish, and they've said that there's not going to be a story update, but the creators have been known to be very deceptive about what they're releasing, and so I'm really hoping there's an update to the Five Nights at Freddy's story, because as we said last podcast, I recently started watching it. I haven't played the game yet myself, but we're actually going to be doing it soon. And I'm addicted to the series, so.
Brave lady.
You haven't played it, but you're addicted to the series.
Mm-hmm.
Watching it.
I've watched multiple
Really?
people play through it. Yeah.
Nope.
I made it through 3 nights of the first game and then I noped right out of it.
I died the first time I played it, and then I made it past night 1 the second time, and I was like, I won, bye, and I shut it down. And I've never played it.
I can't do jump scares, and it's all jump scares, so
All jump scares.
no.
No,
I've
thank
had a
you.
really big interest in spooky games lately, and I've picked up a couple of them, and we're gonna be adding some spooky games to our channel. I'm so excited. My husband hates spooky games. I think that's probably why I'm most excited.
Payback.
All right. So moving into some announcements / news. So one of the cool things that happened within the last month is Winter actually went full time, which is it's something.
Awesome.
It's just so cool. Like, I know she wasn't super happy with her job, and so it's to get to a point where you can actually like go into something you love, leaving something that you don't love is amazing.
Definitely.
So hooray for Winter.
Yay!
Super happy for her. I'm super jealous as well.
Oh yeah,
Super
absolutely.
That's amazing. And we got a few new members as well. For those of you who keep an eye on any of our Twitters, and you'll see we announced that we had a few new members. So we had Jessica, Seri, Violinara joining us for the first time, and we're welcoming back Kaleido to our ranks as well. So make sure you go check out all of their channels and Twitters. We've been tweeting about them, being like, yay, welcome back. So yeah, give them a big warm welcome.
Oh, on that note, we do have a Twitter page now.
Do. Yeah, I will get that link while you guys talk.
Yeah, the last one I still hadn't set it up, so now it's running. Everyone has the login from the podcast, but my dog's in the background apparently.
Professionalism. But yeah, that's the Twitter there if you guys want to follow it for updates for the podcast, updates for new members. So keep an eye out on there.
Yay!
Sweet. Right, I
Alright.
think that's pretty much it for news, isn't it? Just a couple
Yeah.
of...
Yeah, I think so.
All
Great
right.
news.
What?
It was
Okay.
brief news.
Yeah.
Brief,
Yeah.
very brief.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just a little
Because
announcement.
it's not. We don't have a new UHC yet, and so we don't really have a lot. Like last time, we showed the UHC trailer, but anyway, first topic.
We have one in the works, so
Oh,
keep
yeah.
an eye out for that.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Mhm.
First topic comes from Christy Koo, who asked, "Do you feel that YouTube prioritizes vloggers over gaming or games on YouTube?"
Does anyone want to start?
I mean, I think it depends on what you're talking about. I think that gaming is like the second most popular content that's on YouTube as a VOD system. And so historically, whenever you've talked about like what YouTube does to prioritize where their like engineering assets are going to, yeah, I feel like it mostly goes towards vloggers because gamers have run into content ID problems, wrongful content ID problems for years. And there's never really been anything to fix that. It's not gotten better. The appeal system isn't that great. Just overall, I think we have a lot more obstacles than a vlogger who just takes, their camera and vlogs their real life. Like we have licensing and things that we have to get done. And even if you do it all right, like in the right way, you still run into a bunch of issues. And it doesn't seem like there's been any priority to help people with that. Like the whole parody song things, like under creative acts, like we should be allowed to do parodies, and gaming parodies consistently run into wrongful claims and all kinds of stuff. And it doesn't seem like they've really done anything to help that either. So I would just say that, yes, I think that they do. Even when you go to like a VidCon, where are the gamers? Like it's
Right.
all vloggers and there's not that many gamers there.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, and that's not run by YouTube, so that's not a YouTube thing. But I think the mentality of people who are associated with YouTube is that vloggers are like the big thing, but gaming is second only to music. So when you're looking at the content that's on the site, you would think that gamers would get like the most kind of like push and recognition, and they don't. So
I think one of the appeals of vloggers is that with gaming, you have to kind of, I mean, unless you really love the person who's playing the game and watch for them, which you should be watching for the person anyway. But uh, with gaming, you kind of have to be interested in the games or things related to that. Whereas with vloggers, it's, I guess, a lot more, it reaches out to like a wider audience, so it's probably more appealing in that sense. It's kind of easier to promote people like that because you're kind of promoting them like you'd promote a celebrity, whereas like a gamer, you'd still promote them like a celebrity, but they've got their kind of specific content attached to them, I guess. Although there are lots of vloggers that do like beauty channels and things like that, which are quite popular, so I guess they have their own little niche market as well. But they kind of, you always see vloggers that expand to have like a second channel, which is things not related to like their content they do and things like that as well. So yeah.
But historically, second channels don't really ever do that well. If you look at people who have secondary channels, the success ratio is like you're not going to get to like millions and millions of followers on your main channel and then open up a secondary channel and have the same amount of success, because your audience follows you for one type of content, and trying to completely shift them over to something else. Like you see tons of vloggers who have vlogging channels and then also gaming channels, and their gaming channels, I think Joey Graceffa is like one of the only ones that broke 1 million followers on his secondary, or 1 million subscribers on his secondary channel.
Yeah.
So historically, second channels don't do well for people, and you've seen vloggers tons of vloggers have broken into gaming and they have a secondary gaming channel because they know that gaming is so big on YouTube and they want to try to like capture that audience, but the people who watch them are typically not the people who are watching gaming content.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Indeed. Yeah.
I mean, as you
said. Sorry.
I had a little bit to add to the whole content ID thing. I just had a personal experience myself. We were actually playing Saints Row the Fourth, and THQ copyright claimed it. THQ no longer exists anymore. They didn't make the game. Deep Silver Studios did. And I had a written email from Deep Silver Studios that told us that we could monetize the content, and there was absolutely nothing that we could do on YouTube. Nothing.
Yep, that's the same thing that happened to me. The Sims, I uploaded The Sims 3, and they content ID'd my channel for like, I have no idea why. I don't know if it was a music thing, like I don't know what it was. So I wrote to EA. I got a letter from them explicitly for my channel for that version of The Sims. I had the right to monetize it. And the only thing they said was, if you do anything that puts the brand in a negative light, we reserve the right to have the video taken down. Which basically means, like, don't go in and be extremely racist or sexist or whatever, using The Sims as, like, a platform for your hate speech. But as long as you don't do anything like that, you're fine to monetize your videos and whatever. So I appealed, I deleted the video, I re-uploaded, and it got ID'd again. So I appealed and said, you know, here's my letter from EA. I had my email. I thought I was, like, good to go. And YouTube emailed me back and said, you didn't provide sufficient evidence. And I was like, well, what do you mean? Like, I don't know, let me like outline it for you. And so I like all caps like the thing and was like, what more do you need? They emailed me back and said, you still did not provide sufficient evidence. And I was like, but you're not telling me what's not sufficient about what I'm providing to you, because I'm providing to you exactly what you said. And then they emailed me back and said, at the end of the day, YouTube reserves the right to remove monetization off of any video for any reason. Thank you. Have a nice day. And that was it. That was it. And I was like, oh, awesome. So cool.
Yeah.
And that was it. And that's why I didn't do Sims content until I became partnered with a network that would manage my channel, because I couldn't upload any Sims content without it being ID'd. And I'm not going to spend hours recording, editing, uploading content that I can't monetize. Right. Like, this is how I make money. Like, I can't do that.
Exactly.
Just they need blood. They need a blood sacrifice. Yeah. But it just became really frustrating that there's not even like, there's no human that you can talk to when you have a problem. Unless you're with a network and you run into an issue on your channel, who do you go to?
Yeah.
Right.
Like, what do you do? There's no one to help you. It's all automatic and automated, and you're stuck in an endless pool of non-helpfulness. So.
Exactly.
Well, there's really not any clear guides out there for how, I mean, for me, because I was an artist when I started YouTube, copyright was a big thing for me. So it's actually something that I actively looked into when I started YouTube to make sure that I was following all the proper copyrights. But not everyone does that. Some people just start making videos and uploading them, and it's just, there's really not a good resource out there, at least clear and provided by YouTube that says, you know, this is what's okay, this is what's not okay. It's just, if it's not yours, don't upload it. Well, that's not entirely the case because you get permissions and.
Yeah.
If I point a camera at my face and don't use copyright music,
Yeah.
I'm good to go.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, but the problem is that it's more favorable towards any type of network because anybody can go to a video and claim it. I mean, anyone can go to a video and say, this is mine, right? It's what happened with the Syndicate and Firefox and all that with the big dispute that they have going on with the content creator who made the animation, gave it to them. There was a miscommunication about how he was going to get paid or what was going to go on. And he went and claimed the video and said, this is my content. And YouTube claimed it. Like, there's no checks and balances. The creator is automatically guilty all the time.
Right.
Even if you're not. And so you have, you know, back when the content ID thing became a huge issue, you had companies who were taking like the Incom Tech, like McLeod music, sampling it in a rap song or a song that they had, and then here comes a small YouTuber using the actual track as background music, and they'd be like, oh, well, you sampled our rap song, so we're going to claim your music. And the artist had no right to say, no, that's not from that's from this other thing, and you just lose out on the monetization. There's no protection. You're on YouTube system, you're automatically guilty.
I had that for one of my fan art videos. I did one of the songs that was royalty-free music, but it got claimed by somebody who had used that music in their stuff and claimed from me. So I had to unmonetize it.
Yeah, and you're not even at fault. You're not even at fault for that, and you're guilty.
Yep.
Right.
And there's no one can fix it for you. It's really frustrating. It's a really frustrating, like, endless loop of just, you risk it every time you upload a video. You're going to edit the video, spend all this time on it, and you could potentially upload it and just get massively screwed over for it for no reason.
Yeah. So today I learnt just face and no music and I'll be fine for YouTube. Nothing whatsoever.
Until someone's like, your face looks too much like mine.
Yeah.
Right.
I did this video and I made a sculpture and you looked like that sculpture, so
that British flag in your background, the UK now owns your video.
Yeah.
There you go.
No, I swear. No.
That's actually a drawing I did of the UK flag that you had printed. So
this whole backdrop is a drawing that you did of a room.
Like that.
If I move enough, they won't recognize it. It's fine.
No visual ID system.
Yeah, like what do people do with videos on YouTube? They like revert, they flip it, and they pitch the audio, and like no one will know this video isn't a real film. It's fine. just pitch my voice really high. No one will know.
That reminds me. Also, a lot of places that will use footage, like movie reviewers and some news channels that I use. Like I've noticed a lot of them go from using the footage from at full screen to like within one of their like banner things, so that I guess that's to help, like, we're using it, you know, for fair use, you know, copyright stuff.
Yeah.
Well, because otherwise the
trying to claim
YouTube system
ours.
will automatically catch it and they'll say copyright content without any, I mean, immediate copyright content. Like, it's not somebody, like, there are the situations where somebody goes and it's like, okay, that's mine, I'm claiming it. But then there's these, like, the second you upload the video, some little portion of it is in there that's like, nope, copyright, and it's over at that point. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah. We kind of veered off topic a little bit.
A little bit, but it was a good discussion.
Felt good.
Yeah.
I mean, it really
solves our problems.
Yeah. Sorry, Britt?
I mean, it all kind of like fits into the same thing. It's just, I don't know. I'm kind of jealous now that bloggers have it so easy.
Don't let them say that. The interesting thing is that because I've been so busy with university lately, especially because I'm going into my final year, I haven't had as much time to actually record gaming content. I've been doing more vlogs and things like that, which are basically been me talking about why I'm so busy and can't do gaming content. But those are getting more views than my gaming videos were, and I kind of asked people, like, you know, what do you guys prefer vlogs to gaming more? And they're kind of like, well, we just like you for you, so you do vlogs, we'll watch them. I'm like, okay, sure. So
I think even with gaming, it's personality based. So whether you're playing a game or not, it doesn't really
Right.
Yeah, I feel like I'm really bad at focusing on more than one thing. So when I'm gaming, I feel like I kind of lack with actually speaking, but when it's vlogging, it's just me speaking, so I feel like I'm a lot better with that. So,
Right.
but it's just interesting to see channels kind of change to do more vlogging. I feel like a lot of gaming channels are kind of adopting a more vlogging and doing like vlogging challenges and just generally having, showing like I remember, it was kind of more of a rare thing to sort of show your face in videos. It used to be a lot more commentary based, and now it's a lot more
Yeah.
face cam in this video, and I did, this challenge with this person, and like but then, as you said, vloggers are adapting their kind of secondary gaming channels. So it's all kind of molding together a bit, which is kind of nice to see, I guess, because it gets different communities involved with different things. So
Yeah.
it is really nice to see people kind of trying out different areas as well. So
Yeah, I think it's interesting because there's like a struggle, right? Because for me, like I always want to be seen as like a gamer because that's like my biggest passion in what I do. My whole life circulates around gaming. And so I'm always hesitant. Like I've really toyed around with the idea because I travel so much. I don't have the time all the time to do like actual edited gameplay footage. So I've like, what if I did like a nightly vlog every day and just like recapped over like 5-10 minutes, like here's what I did today, here's an interesting story, blah blah blah. But do I want then to upload that on my regular channel? Because I don't want to become seen as a vlogger. Like I want to do gameplay, but my life is gaming. I'm traveling to gaming conventions, I'm doing different things. Like, but there's kind of this like to me there's like a stigma. Like do I want to be a vlogger or do I want to be a gamer? And I want to be a gamer, but I also want to do vlogs.
yeah, yeah. I still haven't got to the stage.
So real.
I still haven't got to the stage of holding a camera and talking to it in public. I tend to just do like recaps and stuff instead of being like, "Hey guys, I'm here right now with this and that and the other." I can't do that
really
yet.
Awkward. It's really awkward to get used to.
I feel awkward enough taking selfies in public, let alone vlogging. Like I tried to do vlogs at Minecon and I was at the station. I was kind of like, "Hey guys, I'm at the station," and I kind of look around. I'm just like, "No, I can't do this." I just put my camera away. I couldn't do it. And then there was no vlogs to be had at Minecon. So are we on to our big topic now then? Our main topic of the podcast?
Yeah, I think that would be good.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, sure. I don't know, I'm gesturing at the camera.
Out a good way to introduce this topic.
Yeah. There's been a fair amount of, especially recently, like controversy and worry within the general community, I guess. I've seen on Twitter and things like that of particularly girls being worried about like female streamers and how they present themselves and how people might react to that in the chat and in comments on YouTube, in chat on streaming websites and things like that. And we thought it'd be quite a good topic to address in our podcast just because we're a female gaming group and we thought it'd be kind of important to talk about it, especially to our younger viewers who might be a bit unsure about things or feel a bit intimidated. Do you want to talk about PAX a bit, Ari? Yeah.
Britt, did you want to add something before we go into that?
No, I was gonna segue into you talking about PAX, so it works well.
Yeah. So we had a question at the Twitch town hall from another female broadcaster who basically expressed her concern about what Twitch was doing or what functions existed on Twitch currently about what we could do to kind of protect ourselves from people who come in and harass us because we're female, right? There seems to be kind of this mentality that there's either two kinds of streamers and the way that you dress dictates what kind of streamers you are, and thus in the mentality of a lot of people dictates how people are expected to treat you or how it is almost like just a given, like, well, if you dress like this, then you will get treated like this. And we kind of talked about the actual things that you can do. You can have moderators that moderate your chat. You can set a blacklist to words specifically that you want to have banned in your chat. If you are uncomfortable with the word boobs, you can ban the word boobs in your chat. And so there are lots of B00 BS BEWBS.
Yeah. BOOOOOBS.
And then with the C.
Yeah.
So space 0 space 0 space B. So there's lots of things that you can do to kind of help yourself from a technical standpoint to kind of get rid of or avoid any of that behavior kind of even being tolerated in your chat. Bobs, yeah, you can have your
Bobs. now chat's spelling it every way they possibly can.
But I think kind of for me, the bigger issue that like I was presented with was that, it's an entirely separate topic to how do we not even emotionally prepare yourself, but like what goes through our minds when we are getting ready for a live stream, right? Or what is reasonable to kind of expect. I think everybody can agree on the fact that nobody deserves to log onto their computer, turn on their webcam, want to stream games, and be harassed, right? No one deserves that. No one, for any reason, deserves to be harassed or humiliated or intimidated or bullied for any reason. Boobs, no boobs, dress, no dress, whatever.
Right.
Like, nobody deserves that. But I think that it is kind of an important thing for us to say that, when you turn your webcam on and when you're a physical presence on a public site or in public at all, everyone gets judged, right? Like everyone's going to happen. It's a very natural thing that happens to people. And much like if you were going to go onto a job interview, the way that you dress will dictate the initial first impression that people have. And the way that you dress puts emphasis on certain things. And it's not because you've done anything wrong. If you feel comfortable that way, you should dress that way. If you feel confident about yourself, feel confident about yourself. I know in my tank top, if I go out like this, someone's probably going to focus here, right? I can reasonably assume that because I've dressed in a way that draws attention to this, right? And being online isn't exempt from that. And so I think that it's really important for us to kind of, change the way that people respond to that, right? You can wear a shirt that's very low cut and someone can say, hey, that shirt's really flattering on you. That's not an insult. If someone goes, get your boobs out, I mean, that's a little different, right? There needs to be like just an overall cultural sensitivity shift that happens. And how do we treat women? How do we talk to them? How do we appropriately compliment someone or say something to someone? But then we also need to realize that when we're doing this, you are making what people draw attention to, right? Like when I get dressed, I know if I want the attention to be on my face, I'm going to wear a black t-shirt and a hoodie, right? That's just what I'm going to do. Yeah. And so someone just making fun of my dancing. But I think that like there is kind of a responsibility that we have on ourselves. Like I said, much like when you go into a job interview, if you were going to go in for a job interview at a lawyer's office, are you going to wear a mini skirt and a super low cut shirt and expect them to focus on what your law degree is? Because they're not. Because the way that you've dressed, they're going to be focusing on like, I can't right now because you're just dressed this way. Right. And it's very distracting from your intelligence. And when you talk, they're not looking at your face. Right. They're not. Yeah. They're just not. Like, we kind of also have to have a reasonable mindset into like the way that we are acting as well.
I mean, the problem is the more women are like, don't focus on that, focus on me, why are you saying these comments? The more it's going to get the trolls and the people who say those kind of comments, the more it's going to get them riled up and like, we're getting a reaction out of it. So the important thing is to work on feeling comfortable wearing what you wear, knowing that this is how you're wearing it. Maybe people are going to focus on that, but you're there to stream, you're there to game, you're there to have a good time and to interact with the viewers. And have mods to deal with the ones that aren't there to just enjoy and watch your game.
And I think that if you are comfortable that way, right? If you feel the most comfortable in a shirt that's more revealing because you feel confident about yourself, I think that's great. And I think that you should be allowed to wear what you want to wear without an expectation of having to be harassed or bullied or intimidated or said rude things to. I think, again, nobody says that anybody deserves that, and nobody what you wear is not consent for someone to give their opinion.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not asking for your opinion on how you think I look today, right? I stream without makeup sometimes, and everyone's like, oh, you look really sick today. Well, I didn't wear makeup. I didn't ask for your opinion, right? Like, I mean, whatever I am or am not wearing is not consent for you to give your opinion. And I mean, the rule online is kind of like, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it. But the actual rule online is like anything goes.
Yeah.
So I think that, you know, you just have to realize that if you're going to wear something like that and you feel comfortable with that, then embrace that and own it. And if somebody says something negative to you, don't respond to it, ban them, and get over that. Because I think that there's a fine line between being confident in what you're wearing, but then caring what other people think. Yeah. And so if you're going to be confident, own it and love it and embrace that I feel confident wearing what I'm wearing. And if someone has something negative to say about it, well, you know what? I feel good about myself. So if that's uncomfortable for you, I'm really sorry. But I do think that it's also really funny that people will automatically discount your intelligence by what you're wearing. Yeah. Like, it doesn't matter. I have 2 college degrees, and I could wear a low-cut shirt, and people would be like, she's just using your boobs for attention. And I'm still the same Erin. If I walk outside in a bikini, I'm still the same 2 college degrees, working a corporate job, raising a child. Like, who I am doesn't change because I wear a bikini or because I wear a turtleneck and, you know, a parka. Like, who I am doesn't change because what I wear. What changes is how I act. Yeah. So if I'm going to act a different way, then that's one thing. But if I'm being my normal Erin and streaming, there's nothing that changes.
Yeah, and I think that's definitely an important message, especially for younger viewers who might see streamers who are, you know, dressing the way they do, and then people are commenting like, oh, you're a dumb whatever, such and such, or do this and that, and, you know, you're just here to get viewers because of your top. Like, it's important to send out that message that, you know, people might say that, but you know who you are, and you just, you know, portray the image you want to be. So what if you're wearing a low-cut top? If you're having fun and, you know, you're playing a game and you're winning every single match, you show that you're good at that. You know, you might be talking about something on stream. You might be talking about how university's going or how your job's going or something like that. That, you know, whatever. It's about you as a person when you stream. It's not about how you look. So as long as you're portraying the personality you want to portray, whether you're playing as a character or whether it's you, then that's the important thing, I think, at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think it was really funny back, oh man, it was probably about I want to say it was like a year ago. It might have been that recently. I wasn't putting my face in my videos other than in vlogs. I wasn't putting any face cam in any gameplay video. For the first really long time that I uploaded my channel, I was really afraid that people were going to say, oh, you're just using your face to get views, like and which is really funny to me because at that point it wasn't even a focus of what I was wearing. It was literally just my face was, you know, what was going to get, you know, oh, well, you're just using your face to get attention. And then I started using face cam only after I talked to Lydia, who works for Mojang, and I talked to Tiffany iHas Cupquake, and I talked to some other girls who were gaming, and I had been live streaming, and it's like, you do get a lot out of live streaming because it's acceptable to put a face cam on a live stream because I'm very animated and my facial reactions add in a lot to my videos. So for you know, and I talked a lot to Jordan, Captain Sparkles, because he puts face cam in every one of his videos. And he was like, I do it all the time. What's the difference between me doing it and you doing it? And I was like, well, I'm a girl. Like, literally, that's the difference. The difference between you not getting harassed about it is the fact that you're a boy and I'm a girl, and that's like the single line. And I remember the first couple times I started doing it, people would like, I had on, it was after I got my pink headphones. They were like, oh, you wear those headphones because you want people to pay attention to your face. I just like pink, dude. Like, one person was like, why do you even have to wear those headphones in a video? So I can hear? Like, what are you talking about? Plenty of guys wear like bright yellow headsets and bright red headsets and like all this crap. And then I get crap for it because I have pink ones and I'm a girl. Like, what are you talking? You didn't even need to wear those headphones. No, you're right. I can just play the game not hearing any of the sound at all. Alien
I think
Isolation
it's funny.
were to work. really well that way.
Yeah.
I think it's
Just
funny
listen
that.
to
Oh, good.
all the echoes of the game, through
Yeah,
my
exactly.
as I try to play it.
I think it's funny that you're trying to draw attention to your face because then it turns around. It's like you're trying to draw attention away from your face now, like with the clothing thing. I guess
Yeah.
the other question that I was kind of thinking about is do you think as female streamers, as female YouTubers, that we could eventually move towards a change in mentality that these viewers have, that we can eventually change the people coming in and harassing because we can show a side of humanity that maybe I don't really want to harass this person because I like this person. I think that's something that we might eventually, I mean, maybe not in the next year or so, but in the foreseeable future might be able to change the mind of people coming in.
I feel like, only even in just the past, few years, like, I mean, it's only been like, yeah, recently that gaming has become like a feasible job for people to do on YouTube and things like that. And primarily gaming, especially, less than a decade ago, was a very male, and it's still quite a male dominated thing for a lot of different stuff. So I think that just because the concept of having real girl gamers, oh my gosh, is like so mind blowing to people still, I think that's probably partly why girls are getting much more kind of harassment and attention. I mean, obviously, guys get harassment and attention as well, but I think particularly in this case, it's because it's still quite a new thing to some people that, wow, there are lots of girls who actually play games as well. And I think the longer and the bigger the community of female gamers lasts and grows, I think the more it's going to be a norm and the less attention they might get in this aspect because it's become, and as like as we and our children grow up and we grow up with our children teaching them the games that we love to play, it's going to become more and more normal for girls to be playing games. So I think it's definitely going to take a while, and there's always going to be stigma and thoughts and stereotypes with how girls are when they game, but I think it's definitely going to improve just because it's going to be a more normal thing for
Yeah,
girls to
I mean
game.
when I started 3.5 years ago, I guess, a little over 3 years ago, I would get asked all the time, "Are you IHS Cupquake?" I don't look anything like Tiffany. I don't have purple hair. I have like super pale skinned. Like we don't look anything alike. But I was a girl, and so like there was one girl gamer, and it was IHS Cupquake. And if you were a girl, are you IHS Cupquake? So I think that, and now there's plenty of girls that are
Right.
gamers, and plenty of girls that do gaming exclusively and do gaming exclusively as a full-time job. There are tons of females and there are tons of female role models in the gaming space. And so I think that, like you said, as it becomes more and more common, I used to get letters, and I still get letters all the time from girls that are 12 and 13 years old. I told everyone on my server I was a boy because I didn't want to be the only girl. And then I finally got the courage to tell them I was a girl and realized that there were 3 other girls on the server that were just like me that didn't want to admit that they were also girls. So I think that as it becomes more and more, dominant females, like coming into the gaming space, I think it's going to kind of lose its like shiny new toy type thing, like right now it's like, oh my God, there's girls. Like there's always been girls, dude. Like there's been girls in gaming since the beginning of time. We just weren't, the dominant kind of, I don't know, demographic, I guess, that people would fixate their games on. It was all aimed at boys, boys ages, 12 to 18. That's who they wanted all the games to go to. But there are also girls who like those same things. So, G.I. Joes are aimed at boys, and plenty of girls had G.I. Joes growing up. So it's kind of the same thing, and the more that we get girls involved in gaming and vocal in gaming and making themselves a presence in gaming, I think the less and less these types of things will happen.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. Someone in the chat said, have people online never seen a girl IRL? I mean, you also have to consider that a lot of people in the gaming space are that awkward kind of teenage formative, like I'm now realizing I like girls and I don't know how to interact with them. And so especially when you're online and you don't have any repercussions because the person's not standing right in front of your face, you can test out, is this appropriate to say to a girl? Is that okay? And some of them learn by trial and error because there's no responsibility on their end to have to say like, oh man, that was really awkward, or to say like nice boobs and get smacked in the face. They can just say it, and then if the girl's like, that was really offensive, they can be like, oh, I didn't realize I shouldn't say that, and then they can not say that anymore. So I mean, I think that you also have to look at the demographic that's like the main gaming demographic and realize that it is awkward for like a lot of people to talk to girls because they're in that like age where like girls are pretty. So
you smell nice.
I smell good.
It's funny actually because I was looking through I do this like marathon live stream thing for charity when we're all under like the same roof and stuff, and I did this thing where I'd read out like chapters from my diary I wrote when I was like 11 or 12 as like for a certain donation amount. I'd read out embarrassing chapters, and I'd read most of them, so I was like, what else can I read out that's embarrassing? And I remembered my computer saved my old MSN chats, which are absolutely mortifying. But I was talking to this guy online, and he was like, I think we were both like 12 or 13 or something, and I was mentioning that I played video games. He was just like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. I'm looking back through this chat just like, you know, wow, that was like 8 years ago, and here I am now. And it's just kind of funny to see already it's changed a lot. Like before Godiva Gaming, like 80-90% of my friends online were guys. And then, you know, a group of like 30 women come along, and that's like set the balance out a bit more evenly. But, you know, it's because I never really knew many other female gamers until Godiva Gaming, and I only knew like 2 people when I first joined. So it's just great to see that there are so many other female gamers out there, and it's great to be in a group, you know, apart with them, rather than being in like just because, you know, as nice as guys are, you do need your girly chat sometimes, and it's always nice to have a girly chat for that. So I think already things are definitely changing. So
I would love to see what a dude would say if he saw one.
Oh gosh, yeah.
But thank you, Star, for perfectly laying out pretty much the whole purpose of gaming at this point.
Just Skype talk all the time.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of that too.
Yeah, I think that it's great to be able to connect with like-minded people, and sometimes it's not even gender-based, right? Like even within Godiva, we have certain subsets of like, hey, we get along because we have the same mindset on this, or we get along because we have the same mindset of this, right? So I think it's always good. I think some people don't kind of understand. They see like a girl group and they're like, well, why do you need to have a group for girls if you want to be seen equal? And it's like, because you want to have people who identify similarly to you, right? It'd be like if I had a like, hey, let's all have like a mom's group, right? And I was like me and Afmal, and now, you know, Alessa, like, hey, we're all going to talk about being moms, or Graph, because we have that thing in common, right? And you just sometimes need to be like, oh my god, this is what my kid did today. Can someone tell me I'm not crazy? And that's the same way with being a female, as we run into things sometimes. And I've talked to some of my really good guy friends about things that have happened to me online, or things that I get told during like branded opportunities because I'm a female, and I'm like, dude, can you believe this happened? And they're like, I don't understand. And they don't get it because they're a male, you know, they don't. And I went to a thing the other day and they didn't want me to wear pants. Every outfit that they got for me was a dress. And I was like, but I'm on a stage and I don't want to sit down in a dress. And they're like, well, this is what we have for you though, because you're the girl. And I was like, okay. And my guys were like, why didn't you just wear the dress? I'm like, you understand how uncomfortable it is to be in a dress.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially if you're not mentally prepared to show up in a dress. Like, I don't know why, but it takes a little bit of preparation.
Was like jeans and leggings,
I got cool leggings, I want to wear them.
Yeah. Being on a stage where you're above people, there's just like, what if the wind blows? Like, I don't know. It's just
nightmare.
Yeah. Someone says, why label you, you're the girl? Because it happens all the time. Like, still even now with brands, like we did a thing the other day, and there were 12 of us and 3 girls, and all the girls were on the same team, and we were the girl team. Like, and I told them, we're like, could you like maybe like mix us up? Like, and we loved being the girl team. We did great, but then we're the girl team, and how we perform is a basis on how people view us, because we're the girl team. And I would rather just be a teammate other than I'm the girl team. Like, I just want to not have to have that added stigma on if we lose, then we're like the loser girl team. Or if we win, then that's like awesome for everybody, but then all the guys are like, oh, we got beat by a girl. Like that doesn't help the stigma.
Yeah, like
right?
Right.
girl within itself is like a branding now.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It is. And it's definitely something that is I've talked about with others. I know that we've talked about it in our own chat about how brands look at girls and they like, oh well, we need a girl. We need a girl to do this so that there's a
Right.
girl there. And like what kind of girl are we gonna get for this? And they look at those things and it's so to me it's like still kind of like mind blowing of like why can't you just like I get you want to have representation for females, but I don't have to be like the female or like a special shiny unicorn that's like on a special shiny unicorn team. Like you can just put me on a team. And the funny thing is, I don't know if I'm supposed to give away what happened, but like I did really well. Like I did really well, better than most of the guys. And they were like, "Oh my god, you did so well! Like you're surprised! Like I did awesome! Like I kicked everyone's butt!" And they were like, "Oh, she did really well." And I was like, "Yeah, see, I easily competed with most of the boys and beat them. I beat most of the boys." And so it was really funny to me that like that's still the mentality that people have is like you show up and they like expect you to just be like, so is my hair gonna look good? Never say you're gonna be fine. And then I just like freaking pedal to the metal, man. And
Right.
I mean,
Exactly, yeah. It's not like, we're trying to make us, because as you said, like if if you're an all-girl team and you're winning and it's like, yeah, we won it, but it's still not, it's not because you're girls, it's because you're good at the game, you're good at
Right,
what you did, you won
right.
because you're good at it. You didn't win because, oh, your hair's longer than the guys and it got in their face and that's how you won or whatever, or used your feminine charms or something. Like it's
Yeah.
because you're good at whatever you're doing, whatever the competition was, whatever the game everyone's playing, like it's because you're good at it. So
Yeah.
And it's interesting for me because I'm actually going to school for IO psychology, which is basically HR. So I'm actually in a selection class right now. And this whole like we need a girl, we need to fill, the girl slot. If this is for a job, that's illegal. You're not allowed to do that. And so it's just kind of interesting that for these kind of show things, it's like, we need to fill that girl quota. We need to make sure we have the representation of a girl. But if this were a job situation, if you were hiring, that would be illegal. So
It would be illegal, but it actually is something that happens all the time because companies
Right.
get audited for the diversity that they have. And if you are running a company and you have 50 employees and 48 of them are middle class white males,
Right.
that's a problem, right? Like you have to have diversity in your company because A, it's great. Diversity is great for culture and growth and understanding and collaboration. And B, because you have to be open-minded to the people. If you're hiring all the same type of people, are you really looking at their qualifications or are you looking at what they are? You're looking at them as what they are and not who they are. You know what I
Right.
mean? And so part of me understands that companies are trying to understand that females are a major representation now in the gaming space and they're trying to be inclusive of that community. So part of me is like, yeah, look, they're really trying to make sure that they include females in these types of things because they realize that we exist and we are a major part of the community and girls now make up, what is it, like 43% of the gaming demographic or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like a major player. Most of those are moms playing mobile games, but we won't go into that. But I mean, still, there. Yeah. So there are people that are gaming and are girls that are taking place in that. And so it's nice to see that companies are recognizing that and trying to include them. It's just funny because they're kind of like stumbling on like how to do that. It's almost like awkward like teenage years, like how do you ask a girl to dance? It's like the same thing. Like how do we ask Grill to do thing? Does she need a makeup? I don't know. Like it's just like
makeup.
can she do this if she's on a period? Like I feel like there's like so many awkward like things that you run into.
yeah.
Or they want to like that's your role. Like your role is the girl. Like I just want to go fast, I
Yeah.
want to go fast, I want to play games and I want to like be really well and do really well. And I think that it's getting better. It's definitely getting better. And as someone who's been involved in integrated deals for years, it is definitely getting better, but it's still funny to see how it kind of like you still have to be like, okay, now can I be not the girl? Like,
Yeah.
can I just be a competitor in the competition and do that? April says maybe that's why she gets hired for most jobs, because she's female and multi-race. She fills all the needs.
Yeah.
If she also dyes her hair red, she can become even more of a niche demographic.
Yeah.
Fill all the gaps in one person.
Exactly. Perfect.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's getting better. I think companies are starting to look at females and say, like, hey, we could get a girl to do this. But then it's, and it's nice to then finally be like held to the same kind of standards that the guys are set to. Because for a long time, it was just get a girl and plug her in. And now it's like, okay, well, now we need a girl who fits within this demographic, who has this type of social media presence, who can speak on XYZ topics. And they're realizing that, like, we exist in those same kind of qualifications and, like, experience sets as the boys do. So,
Yeah.
Well,
it's getting better.
We don't want to go
That's
too
good
much
to hear.
longer, but just kind of one of the things that I'm really excited about as far as girls in gaming is next split in League of Legends, there's actually going to be the first girl in the professional split. And the scary thing was she almost didn't do it because she was scared.
Uh-huh.
Because she didn't want she wanted the attention to be towards her plays. She didn't want the attention to be towards she's a girl. But I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I'm so
That's
Yeah.
really great for her. Wow. First,
I mean,
first girl.
I think she's making that first kind of step into opening that gate for other women. And so I think it's, in any sport that's predominantly male, look at, with like UFC, look at Ronda Rousey. She is kind of like, even though she's not the only female, she's been like the guiding light female that kind of has opened up that segue for other women to become popular in MMA fighting. And so this girl now has that opportunity to kind of set the bar very high in how she holds herself and how she composes herself and how she performs. And not only is it a big responsibility, but it's a huge opportunity and a really big honor that she should take. And it's really awesome to see.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like you with Minecraft. Like, once you're kind of in that position, you kind of have that opportunity to sort of, be like, so like everyone's like, oh, who's the first girl gonna be? And then it's like, oh, Aurelian, let's ship her with everybody.
You know what? I have to say, the funny thing is about Minecraft, and the funny thing about that is I've been friends with most of those guys for years. Good was one of the very first people that I met doing YouTube, and same with Generic B when he was on the server, same with Pause and Pause. I've been friends with them for years, and so when I joined the server, I just happened to be a girl. Had I been a boy, I would have joined the server at the exact same time in the exact same method as which I joined. And it was really funny because there's a group of people that run like a fan fiction site all circulated around Minecraft, and it's called The Salad. And they reached out to me. They had a representative of The Salad reach out to me, and they said, we understand that you're a female. What are you comfortable with us writing? Because we don't want to put you in an awkward position. And it was really respectable. I said, this is what I'm okay with. This is not what I'm okay with. And they were great with it. They were like, okay, cool. Thank you. And they have been, everyone after joining that was really respectful. I got a couple of like, she ruined the boys club people, but like, I am the boys, like I'm the boys club, but I just don't have the boy parts. I mean, there's nothing about me that's like, I mean, I like rainbows and glitter, I guess. But Pause also likes glitter and rainbows, so.
Exactly. And like, now that you've joined, it's not going to be so much, oh my gosh, girl, it's like, people are like, I'm really glad because it makes me feel a bit more comfortable being a girl and being a gamer. And now that you're part of it, it's like a role model. And like, I feel more comfortable hanging out with guys more. I feel like I belong more because I see you belonging in this group. So it just takes like one person to take that first step, just like the streamer who's being part of that league and being the first girl to do it. Like, once someone does it, then it becomes more of a norm, and therefore people are less kind of, like, oh, a girl is doing this or a girl's a part of this kind of thing. So the more people take those first steps to do stuff, then the more normal it's going to be, and hopefully the easier it's going to be.
Less and less first steps to take.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good thing. That's a good thing. If we break those continually pushing, the ceiling higher and higher and higher, eventually there's not going to be one left.
Yeah.
So it's going to take time, but I think it's going to be good.
Yeah, I think that's kind of a nice note to end that topic on.
Yeah.
I feel like
So much feels.
Let's put
so many
feels.
So like we did last time, I think we're going to wrap up this podcast with some Q&A with the chat. We do have a question which was submitted to us last month. So we're going to be answering that just while you guys, if you have any questions, and put them in chat now, and we're going to answer some of them, okay? They don't have to be about gaming. They can be about, like, you know, what our favorite color is.
Quick
or something
questions,
like that.
not like big topic questions.
Yeah, just small
Yeah.
questions.
And this is a terrible time for me to tell you that Windows just told me that it's going to be restarting in 10 minutes. So you can't delay restarts now on Windows.
Yeah,
Windows
I
10.
hate
Yeah,
that.
I know.
That's
I
so
know.
freaking
Yeah.
annoying.
So if I cut out, it was nice to see everybody.
Okay.
My computer
Okay,
is
let's
gonna
answer
be-
them quickly.
Windows, why would you do this to me right now?
It's like, we see that you're not doing anything particularly important right now,
No,
so...
nothing important going on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
well,
shut all your stuff down.
maybe if you get yourself coming up, you can catch some of the games that we're doing at the end.
Yeah. So we had a question from Jay Really Plays, which asks, what's everyone's favorite dessert and least favorite dessert? I'll go first, I think, if no one else
Sure.
has an idea. Oh, and now the words tiramisu, that's the word. I love tiramisu. It's coffee, it's chocolate, it's cream, it's like all the best things in one amazing dessert. And I don't have it that much, so it's like kind of novelty as well.
Mhm.
Least favorite dessert, a bit controversial. I'm not really a cake fan. Like, I find it too dry. Even like a moist cake, I feel like it needs more with it. If it's with ice cream or something, that's fine. But like generally cake, especially lemon cake, it's too much. It's too lemony for me. I can't deal. But I don't really hate any desserts, I guess. I don't like rhubarb. Rhubarb and any kind of fruit dessert with fruitcake. Fruitcake's my least favorite dessert. It's gross. That's all I'll say.
Anything you want to go?
I think for me, also fruit-based desserts in general. For some reason, I just don't really enjoy anything. I'd rather just eat a fruit. And as far as my favorite, I'm probably gonna have to go with pumpkin pie.
I've never had pumpkin pie.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know. We don't have it in the UK.
You don't
okay,
have pumpkin pie in the UK?
I don't think any good pumpkin pie. It looks a bit.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go next just because the segue onto that. My least favorite is pumpkin pie. And apple pie. I hate pies. I've never been a pie fan. I've
Really?
been called really un-American because I hate Thanksgiving because I'm not a fan of stuffing. Turkey's not really my favorite meat, and I don't like pies. So my favorite dessert.
Oh,
I
it must
really
be the
love
worst
chocolate
day
ice cream.
for you.
My parents have actually, like, last year when I met my parents for Thanksgiving, they actually did a shrimp and crab boil instead of the traditional, because that's what I like. So they're aware of that, and so we've done different, like, alternative Thanksgivings. But yeah, I got made fun of a lot
That's
in high
nice of
school
them.
because of that. But yeah,
Aw.
chocolate ice cream is my favorite.
Chocolate ice cream.
I love tiramisu. I love dirt cake, which is a weird thing. I love that. I love banana pudding. I like pudding, like things that are like pumpkin pie puddings, things that are like smushy. That's what I like. And I really dislike candy. Like I can't things that are like so super sweet, sugary. I can't do. I can do like rich and like chocolate and creamy and stuff, but things that are like super sugary, they just make me ill, and I can't.
Oh man, I have an addiction to red Starbursts. Like the all red flavored Starburst packets. I'll be like, oh, I just ate a whole packet in an hour. Whoops, I'll just hide that somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Alright.
Just go for a jog real quick.
We have how tall are all of you guys?
Oh,
Actually,
don't. No, don't. Oh,
Short.
Aw.
Who asked that?
And Penny are short.
I'm
5
actually
foot
really
1.
tall for a girl. I'm 5'10".
I'm 5'4".
A grill.
5'9".
So
So
short.
we
Am I
have,
tall?
we have
Too tall and too short.
yeah, too tall and too short.
Meeting people at Minecon was just the thing is everyone's like, you're so much shorter than I thought you'd be, and I'm like, I say what my height is all the time. Well, how am I shorter? I never hide my height. And everyone's like, but you're so short. I'm like, no, I'm gonna wear heels next time I'm at a convention.
Aw.
Yeah.
That's all people say every time.
Platforms. We're
Uh-huh.
stilts.
Yeah, I'd walk around on those buckets, like those stilts you get as a kid, which are like buckets with string Did you guys ever have those? Yeah, I'll just walk around with those.
Yeah, we got fancy ones when I was in elementary school, and they had poles on them, so you had poles with the cans.
Ah,
Yeah.
fancy. Was that another question?
The next one comes from a hapless shark. I think the question's, what's your favorite video game character? Favorite character you like to see in a game? So,
Lara Croft.
Ooh. Oh, I don't know. Oh gosh. I feel a bit biased because I only just finished playing the Mass Effect series, so it's fresh in my mind. But Garrus, and I got a little Garrus here with me, so I'm gonna say Garrus in the Mass Effect series, just because awesome, funny.
I probably have to say the portal turrets. I don't know, because like everything. My phone ringtone is portal turrets. TeamSpeak thing is portal turrets. I have a giant portal turret plushie somewhere up there that has motion sensors on it, so it says like firing or like, are you still there if you walk away? I've always been obsessed with the turret, so that's probably
so
mine, even though it's
cool.
not a specific character.
Yeah.
To remind us from before, while we were still setting up, some of the noises from 8-Brit's computer was just like randomly going through the speakers while we were still trying to figure out all the technical settings, and every now and then, like while we're trying to figure out like who's not here, who's actually saying things, and then there was just a little hello.
Hello, yeah, there was a hi.
Hi.
I thought Ari had joined the call. I was like, hi Ari, and then I was like, there was nothing, and I was like, hello, and then there was another hi, and I was like, what is going on?
And
What
I
is that
wasn't
noise?
hearing it, so I'm like, I don't know what you guys are. So like, they're like, it's so creepy. What's going on?
So weird. Oh gosh. Oh no, I saw a question in chat and I lost it. It's going too fast. I can't read. Someone else find a question quickly while I find this one.
Taz asked, who are your favorite people to collab with? And if you could collab with anyone, who would it be?
Superfruit.
I don't know who's Superfruit. I don't know who that is.
Or two of the guys from Pentatonics.
Oh, okay. No, I know. Yeah. I got it.
Yeah. Or Miranda sings.
Oh my, yes. That would be amazing. I don't know.
I'm personally so very happy with having, a list of like 30 girls that I can collaborate pretty much any time with. So anyone from Godiva Gaming, really. Oh,
Yeah.
and Dolan Meister mentioned me in chat.
I think I'd want to collaborate. Well, sorry, no, you.
Sorry, I was just saying he said he said I would love to collaborate with Anarchy. For a second I read it as like I love collaborating, and I was like, we've actually never collaborated. We've been friends for like a year.
In their dreams, they did.
Yeah. Oh, I think I don't know what I'd collaborate with him with, but I'd want to collaborate with Jimmy Carr with something because his laugh is just hilarious, and I think he'd laugh and then I'd laugh and we just set each other off because he's just like and it's just so funny. Every time I watch something that he's in, I just always laugh. So I don't know what it would be. Maybe a comedy sketch.
I don't know why this was asked in this podcast because now it got me. If I could, or the ideal one for me would actually be Jordan or Captain Sparkles because he was my inspiration for starting YouTube. So. That would be cool. My favorite person to collab with, Winter's always fun to collab with. She's always a blast. So.
Somebody asked a question about vacations. I don't know what the question was, but they said I asked a question about vacation. So just question mark vacation?
Vacation? Let's go. Pack my bags.
Let's
go. We were talking about a cruise. Yeah.
A Godiva cruise. Yeah, all go on a cruise ship for a week or 7. Be great.
7 weeks. We never come back like Gilligan's Island.
Think of all the stuff you'd have to record ahead of time. 7 weeks away. Oh. Someone asked, what's your favorite video game paraphernalia that you own?
That was Haru or Will. Paraphernalia. Oh my god, I've got so much. Well, the thing is, the person who asked the question actually bought me, you guys can't see it for a little bit, it's this Ender Dragon, and it's probably one of my favorites. It's just this giant Ender Dragon. It sits at the top of my plushie wall. I'm obsessed with plushies, so, oops.
I just noticed that everything back there is a plushie.
Yeah.
I have actually a box full of more of them. I started with collecting Pokemon plushies, and none of those are up here. So, oops.
Oh, we lost Star.
She just went away.
No,
Oh.
okay, I got mine. This is mine. I got it. I got it at Insomnia. A little plushy
Cute.
Flash. That is my
Aw.
favorite. He's so cute.
Oh.
I saw him and he was like £10, and I was like, I have no money. I spent it all on this convention. I don't care. I'm getting it anyway. It's fine. So that's
Aw.
my new favorite thing. Sorry, I ran off. I just had to get it because it was right there on my bed.
They're asking about my Windows 10, and it just popped up 3 minutes ago and said I had 5 minutes left. So.
Aw.
Any last questions, guys? Quickly, get them in. It goes forever. Can you not
Okay, like-
cancel it? Can you not be like,
No,
no?
not on Windows 8. You can't cancel. It just
what
like
scene?
it doesn't give you that.
What scene in a movie or show have you cried to?
Everything.
I know, me too.
Oh, I
Um,
want to say, but it's spoilers. So.
True.
There's a movie called Into the Wild, and it's the saddest movie. I cried. I am not exaggerating to you. Not exaggerating to you. I cried for 3 days straight.
Aw.
I cried for 3 days. I was pregnant, but I also cried for 3 days with this movie. It was the saddest movie
Aw.
I have ever seen in my life, and it's a real story, and I cried for 3 days.
Into the Wild.
I
Mental.
Into the
cried
Wild.
a lot of movies, but the one I can think of, I don't know why, but for a while I just started watching Marley and Me over and over and over again, and I cried every time.
I've never seen that. I just know
You
it's
think-
sad, and I don't want
I
to
think
see it.
that's sad. Into the Wild, man. I'm telling you.
I guess I'll go with a bit of a weird one. The opening scene to Star Trek, the newer reboot, the first one. Because it's very intense and a lot of things happening, and Kirk being born and stuff. So.
Oh no, Aurelian's
Oh, no.
gone! No!
Oh, no!
I'll throw
Bye.
mine in then. Have either of you seen, or anyone in chat seen the film Sliding Doors? It's fairly old now. Gwyneth Paltrow is in it. Anyway, it's like about these two alternate timelines, and one ends happy and one ends sad, and the one that ends sad, I cannot deal with it. It's my favorite
Alright.
film because it's amazing, but I can't deal with it.
Give me 1 second while I fix us. Because now the scenes are all
Yeah,
messed up.
we're all a little.
Oh no, oh no,
Alright.
yeah. Bear with us, guys. Ari's gone. R.I.P. Aurelian. So that was Aurelian, everybody. Now she's gone. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the
Little
scenes
bit.
are all...
Thank you for coming by, Aurelian.
Yeah, thank you, Ari.
It's unfortunate we couldn't give you a proper goodbye, but she's
Oh,
gone
Star
now.
Reception. Oh, I was on twice. Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
We're just gonna. Sorry, this is just on the fly. editing.
on the
Yeah, don't worry about it.
There we go.
He's just sitting over my head.
There's maybe one last question. I think this is quite a good one. What game do you wish had a sequel?
What game do I wish had a sequel?
Okay, maybe that's quite a difficult one. I feel like I need to look through my Steam library. Before Alice Madness Returns came out, I would have said the original Alice game, but then the sequel came out like 10 years after the original game came out, so I guess that got a sequel in the end. But I wanted a sequel for that for ages because it was the game that got me into gaming. So, I don't know.
Really, and I know it's not gonna happen, but I really want a Half-Life / Portal game together since they're in the same universe. There was this fan animation or fan live thing that I saw, and I was just like, this needs to happen, even though I know it's not. That's a sequel I want.
That fake Ori I can see on stream. Oh, I'm not quite fixed. I'm still...
I know.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
little edge
I
there.
wasn't gonna. I'm gonna leave it like that simply because this is how the scenes are set. I don't want to have to fix it next week, so
Yeah, that's fine, that's fine.
next month.
Next month.
Wish World of Warcraft had a sequel. You could.
Yeah. Oh, I've got one. Oh wait, did you? Sorry, did I
No,
interrupt
you're
you?
good.
No. I know there was already a sequel for Hotline Miami with Hotline Miami 2, and I'm pretty sure they said that's it. But I loved Hotline Miami 1 and 2, and I would love a third one so much. I know it's not going to happen, but Oh, so good. The games are so good. And streaming them was crazy because I was awful at them, but so good. So I'd say that.
All right, I think
Yeah.
it's probably a good place to wrap. Oh, unless you got one more.
I was just gonna say that for how long Minecraft's been out, obviously we need a sequel.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
they are making the storyline one, so.
I don't know how to feel about that. The trailer was very cheesy.
I have to see it still.
It was like the thing that bothered me the most, and I think it's gonna be great. I think it's gonna be good, but the animation, Minecraft animation has really grown over the last few years, and I feel like the animation that they're using for it is that where they were like a few years ago, and that's the biggest. Like, there's so much more realistic Minecraft animation now that's like a little bit more fluid. So
Indeed. Yeah. Right, are we wrapping it up there then?
probably a good idea.
I guess so.
Yeah, thank you, Aurelian, who's no longer with us. That sounds dark. Thank you, very frozen, unblinking Aurelian, for joining us. Everybody watching on Twitch, make sure you check out her info, which I have right here. And everybody watching on YouTube, make sure to check out her info in the description below, and make sure to check out all of our information as well. We will see you guys next month. Thank you everybody for watching. Make sure if you have a topic you want us to talk about or questions to submit, submission link will be below, or we'll be posting it on chat on Twitch for those of you watching us live. And if you're not watching us live, then watch us live, because we're going to have a fun after party of Pictionary in just a couple minutes, and you're going to be missing out on that.
Yep, all of you are missing out on that.
Mm-hmm.
Except for these guys here.
Yeah, you guys in the chat here are good. Thank you guys
right.
so much for watching.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.